Carol, it's so nice to be with you on this Thanksgiving holiday. Thanks so much for being here.
I love being here with you.
We're showing a lineup of classic films followed by your Carol Burnett Show spoofs of these films. Up next tonight is Showboat from 1951, the third time they made a movie of Showboat. This is the most lavish one. This is the big, splashy, colorful one. Directed by George Sidney, with Howard Keel and Ava Gardner and Kathryn Grayson, the heyday of the big, splashy musical in the early 1950s.
And MGM was probably the best when it came to musicals.
Is Showboat one that you remember loving?
Yes, I loved it very much. And I remember reading that Lena Horne was to play the role that Ava Gardner got, and that Ava Gardner actually pushed for Lena to get the role, but the studio wanted Ava Gardner.
Yeah, so the story is that Lena actually got to play the role of Julie briefly in the Jerome Kern biopic, Till the Clouds Roll By.
Right.
And the hope, as you're saying, was that she was going to get to play the part. She and Ava were great friends.
Yeah.
But I just think the movie executives, the studio executives, were too nervous to hire a performer of color, even though the character is part black.
Yeah.
It's just such a shame. It's a missed opportunity.
It was. Ava was wonderful, but it should have gone to Lena.
Then the ultimate irony is that we don't even get to hear Ava Gardner singing.
Exactly.
She's dubbed by Annette Warren. So she looks great, and she always is a wonderful screen presence.
Right.
And you can go online and actually hear Ava Gardner's vocals, which are not bad.
Oh, that's interesting.
But I think some preview audiences responded not so positively to them, and that's when they decided to
That was like Joan Crawford in Torch Song.
That's right, which we talked about the last time that you were here. What about Kathryn Grayson and Howard Keel? Because they're a terrific
They were
together.
wonderful together. She was so beautiful and all. And I always liked him. I loved him in this. I loved him in Calamity Jane.
Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, so funny. So this one's interesting as far as your takeoff on it, because
we were pretty close.
You were, but it's also, this is heavy material in a lot of ways. Did it feel different to do a takeoff of a musical that was a little bit more serious?
No.
No. You still found the funny.
We still found, and Vicky really shines in this one. She's got a lot to do, and she's very funny in a couple of scenes later on in it,
How did it work, given the fact that this is, as you were talking about before, the time of just a couple TV channels, there's no VHS. If you wanted your crew or cast to see the 1951 Showboat in 1977 before you spoofed it, how did you find it? Or did you not?
I didn't. I remembered it, and I think probably our writers might have rented it or seen it or something.
Right.
Because it's pretty close to the story, as opposed to doing just a genre of that.
Yeah. Well, what do you say we take a trip on the Cotton Blossom?
Let's do that.
And watch this lavish musical from 1951. Here it is, Kathryn Grayson, Howard Keel, and Ava Gardner, directed by George Sidney in Showboat. I love that closing number, Old Man River. I love hearing William Warfield sing that. It's terrific. That's very entertaining, and so is your sketch. Here it is from 1977. Do you want to introduce it for everybody?
Yes, this is our takeoff on Showboat called Riverboat.
Enjoy. Carol, there is so much to talk about with your Riverboat sketch. And I want to start with Hal Linden.
Wasn't he wonderful?
I mean, this man, we should remind people, Barney Miller. But before that, he was in 10 Broadway shows.
Yeah.
So this was not new territory for him.
But it was new a lot for his audience.
Right.
You know, who did not know that he had that voice.
Right.
And I love when he and Vicky meet, and she's the Kathryn Grayson role, and they do a takeoff on Let's Pretend.
Yeah.
And then Tim doing Old Mississippi instead of Old Man River. See, we taped the show twice on a Friday, and once at 5 o'clock with an audience, and we tape it, and then 8 o'clock with a different audience, so we get 2 cracks at it, you know, for safety. So now, Old Man River goes, Old Man River, da-dum-bum-ba-da. And so our takeoff was, Oh, Mr. Sippy, that old Mr. Sippy. So you get, well, Tim, on the dress rehearsal, forgot to tune it. He went, oh, Mr. Sippy, that old. And you can't do that.
Right, copyright.
Yeah, exactly. He was singing the real tune.
So what happened?
Well, we didn't use that. We pointed it out to him for the second show. No, Tim, it's old Mr. Sippy, not
Right.
old Mr. Sippy.
Otherwise, you're paying for it.
Hello.
And Vicky is terrific. And
Wasn't she funny in those later scenes with me with the baby?
with the baby, and she almost broke
We both hope.
with that burping. So funny.
And that's another thing. We had a live sound effects man. He was up behind the audience. He had his own little booth, and he did those burps, and he did all body falls, anything that. So nothing. What they used to call it, we'll fix it in post.
No.
We'll put the sound in later. We always had the sound right there, and it always worked for our studio audience. So we got more laughs that way.
Wow. How was it decided that you would be Ava and Vicky would be Catherine? Was that you? Was it the
Isn't it
writers?
obvious?
I guess so. But you really got to sink your teeth into that
Oh,
too. It
well,
was
I
so
loved
fun.
my first song, Take Off on Fish Gotta Swim.
Right.
It was something, Frogs Gotta Croak, Owls Gotta Hoot. I mean, great lyrics.
It's tough loving that bum of mine.
I love that bum of mine.
I also love the happy pappy
Oh,
line. I mean,
yeah.
Your writers gave you really fun mouthfuls
Wonderful.
to say.
And Harvey, of course, being
And with the handlebar
Right.
mustache, it almost looked like it was falling off or he
Yeah,
was
I know.
toying with it or something.
Harvey never thought he could sing, but I thought he did great. He was always nervous if he had to sing.
You were all multi-talented, which makes it so much fun. I will also say that there's a couple moments, you just alluded to this, where you're asked for your vocals to be a little bit on the funnier side. And you can really sing, but in this one, you have to sing in more of a funny way.
Right.
In addition to the typical belting.
Yeah.
Was that part of the joy and the challenge of it for you?
Absolutely. It wasn't a challenge because it was written so well. When you've got something that's written, this is the way I always felt, when it's so good, you just plunge right in and go for it.
Right.
And not think about it, really. You just do it.
It's so much fun to see all of you at the top of your game
And
in
Vicky, I mean, that
1977.
soprano voice.
Oh.
Well, I'm just so proud of her. She wrote me a fan letter. That's how she got on my show.
And then look what it all led to.
She was first my kid sister, then my mother.
Right. One day she'll be your grandma. Carol, it's been an absolute pleasure to spend Thanksgiving with you. How about we do this again tomorrow night?
You got it.
All right, we'll see you back tomorrow. But in the meantime, stick around here because coming up next on TCM, another fantastic movie, as always, uncut and commercial free. Happy Thanksgiving.